If I said to you the words modern gaming, you'd probably immediately roll your eyes and just think of one of a couple of things, whether that be battle passes, monetization that's absolutely horrendous. Back in a couple of years ago, it would have been loot boxes, or maybe you think of skill-based matchmaking, or just games that were released that just literally aren't even finished. So my last video was a video about how I am kind of taking a step back from player versus player games and multiplayer games in general, excluding PvE, and a lot of you guys actually kind of agreed with what I was saying. There were a lot of people that kind of felt the same way I did, which was kind of nice to see that it's not just me that thinks that player versus player games and stuff just aren't as fun as they used to be. A lot of nice comments, a lot of nice discussions going on in the comment section on that video, which I was really happy with. It was really nice to kind of read and have conversations with the people about their experience and have discussions with people whether they agreed or disagreed, because there were people that disagreed as well, and I'm absolutely fine with that, because the more opinion that we get in there the better, because I love having discussions. It was really it was a really enjoyable video to kind of to make, and it was quite nice to have those discussions. And I did ask on the channel if you guys wanted me to make a video about modern gaming in general, and some people said yes, so I figured I might as well. So this is the video that's going up now before Christmas, obviously. So modern gaming, what exactly is modern gaming in the sense of the word? So I would say modern gaming is obviously, well, games in the modern era of the gaming industry, and you'd think that would usually denote a good thing, positive things, because of how far technology has advanced, how game engines have progressed, how the technology of the game industry has quite literally evolved so rapidly in the last 20-30 years. Unreal Engine 5 has had demos and stuff, and it looks absolutely insane. There are things people can do for video games now that they couldn't even dream of doing 20 years ago. It's absolutely incredible. And yet somehow, the words modern gaming, 90% of the time, have a negative connotation to them. And there's a couple of points I want to touch on in today's video around modern gaming. A couple of things that I think don't help with the negative connotation with that word. And the first one I want to go through is battle passes. Now, these were introduced, I think the first game I can think of that had a battle pass was probably Fortnite. I'm not sure if games had done any before that. So around the Fortnite, PUBG kind of era, battle passes kind of came into existence. These were limited time cosmetic items and stuff like that, where you paid for a premium pass, you had to complete within a certain time or by a certain deadline. Now, in theory, this kind of works because you have something to go for, you have something to grind for. In practice, it sucks. Not only do you have to pay for a premium pass, which is annoying anyway, you then have to earn everything in that pass within a limited time frame, which is awful. So it's FOMO at its best, or fear of missing out, for those of you that don't know what that means. So it's fear of missing out at its best. It's a limited time pass that you pay for, and you've got to finish it within a certain time. So some of the smarter of you will maybe finish a battle pass first, and then buy it, so you know that you'll get everything, and you know you'll get your money's worth. Some of you maybe just buy it as soon as it comes out and hope for the best. Some of you may have even bought passes in the past and just never finished them, and therefore didn't get everything and didn't get your money's worth. And what sucks even more about a lot of battle passes is 90% of games will not let you buy a pass with money. Rather, you'll have to buy an in-game currency where you can buy not enough for the pass, either just under what you need for the pass or just over. You can't actually buy the pass amount. A lot of games do this, and it's really annoying, because it's basically a way for them to make more money off of you, because you're buying more than you need, because by buying less you're going to be having to buy another small amount anyway, so the money ticks up regardless, so they still make money off of you. But the main reason battle passes suck is obviously they're limited time, and yet they cost money. Something that you're paying for shouldn't be limited time, it should be there forever. The only game as of right now that I know of that does battle passes slightly well is Halo Infinite, and that's only because the passes never expire. Now granted, if you want to return to an older pass, you do have to buy it with the credits, but at least they never go. Like, you can always go back and finish them. Now, Halo Infinite does have limited time battle passes as well. Like, we had the Combined Arms event recently. That was 20 tiers for free, but it is limited edition unless you buy it, which is kind of pointless because it's all free. But at least if you pay for it, it never expires. But other than that, the main season battle passes have always stuck around permanently. They don't disappear. That was like one of the main things that they were very strict with. They were like, we're not going to get rid of them. If you need to go back and revisit them, then you can swap between passes at will. It's completely up to you what you progress at, and I think that's a really good step in the right direction. However, pretty much every other game on the market that has battle passes does not do this. There is no option to go back and revisit older passes. There is no option to go and swap between passes at will. It is, you get the pass, once it's gone, that's it, end of. If you didn't get everything, then sod's law, it doesn't matter, you're not going to see it again, unless it returns to the in-game item shop at a later date, and at that point it'll probably return at an incredibly inflated in-game credit price, so you'll be having to spend a dime on it regardless, so it won't matter either way. They will make their money off you. So battle passes suck. I don't like them myself. I prefer old school progression where there's career progression. There are items you earn via playtime, via certain achievements. There are commendations that unlock you things, stuff like that. Stuff that you get over time, can never expire, and is there to grind for in the long run, and is not just there to keep you interested in certain cosmetics and then disappear, and then along comes the next pass, basically. So I think we can all agree battle passes for the most part kind of suck. The second thing I wanted to talk on, which is a big topic in gaming, and has been for a couple of years now and kind of still is the egregious monetization. Monetization in gaming has gotten, in some cases, completely out of whack. Like, completely. The earliest thing of monetization I can kind of think of would maybe be shark cards in GTA 5. They've become... I've never bought one myself, but they've kind of become the new way to kind of speedily progress through GTA, and they have been for a long time. You've got, obviously, the battle passes, which cost in-game credits. A lot of games which will make you buy 2 more credits than you need, so they can make more money. And then you've got cosmetics. I know Overwatch 2 got a lot of slating because for a handful of skins it was costing like 20 quid, and there are some games that are charging amounts for skins that cost that of a full price game. I know Halo Infinite was one of them. To get the amount of credits you need for like one skin, you're looking at like almost the price for a AAA game. It's absolute insanity, and people are still paying it. It genuinely baffles me that people will pay these prices, but monetization in gaming has become incredibly egregious. Like, I know everything at the end of the day is about making money. I understand that they need to make money, but the free-to-play model of gaming is used as an excuse, basically. If a game is free-to-play, that is usually you, and then has like egregious monetization and stuff, that's absolutely disgusting. The excuse usually boils down to, oh, but it's free to play. Halo Infinite did it. People were defending it when it came out. They still defend it. They still go, oh, but 343 need to make money, or, oh, but Epic need to make money because the Battle Royale is free to play. That's not an excuse. Like, at the end of the day, that's the business practice you chose to go with. If it wasn't a good option, then you shouldn't have gone with it. But they go with it on purpose because obviously they can make a mint off of the battle passes and the monetization and the skins and the cosmetics and the camels. So, like, Modern Warfare 2019, and I assume Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 as well did the same, I'm assuming. I haven't played them, but I'm presuming they have, where they had all the different skin bundles and they all cost like 20 quid each. So it's just absolute madness, but it's normal. It's completely normal, and Modern Warfares aren't free. Those aren't free to play. Those are 60, 70 quid for the game. So that there's not even an excuse there. It is just Activision being Activision and being greedy as anything. So monetization is absolutely horrendous as well in modern gaming. It's absolutely atrocious at the moment. The next point, which I touched on in the last video quite a bit, was SBMM, or skill-based matchmaking. This one's very 50-50. I know a lot of people were very split in opinions on this in the last video. Some people agreed with me, some people didn't, and again, I'm absolutely all down for mixed opinions, as long as no one's like argumentative, like, or negative or toxic or anything. Then I'm quite happy to have discussions with people, even if they disagree with me. That's what makes us humans very interesting, is the ability to actually have a conversation. So skill-based matchmaking for me kind of ruins a lot of my games. I don't know about you guys. I know some of you agree and some of you disagree, but for the most part, I tend to find it to be a negative thing. I do really well one game, and then for the next 10 games, I get absolutely stomped, and it just doesn't feel right. I'd much prefer things to be the way they used to be when I was a kid, and it was just a complete mixed bag every time I played. Was I going to get stomped? Or was I going to do semi-well, or was I going to do really well? You didn't know, because there was no strict matchmaking in place. It was just you got what you got. In this day and age, it really doesn't feel that way. Some people are trying to tell me that it does, but I'm still adamant in the back of my mind that it does not feel like it used to, and it does feel like the matchmaking is catered in a certain way. It's meant to be catered in a way that it makes it more fair, but in actuality, it just makes it feel like every game I have to do my absolute best, otherwise I have zero chance of winning. And I know some people use the argument of, well, just don't care about winning and just have fun. But it is kind of difficult to have fun where every game you get like 2 kills and you just feel like you do absolutely nothing for the team at all. But I'm not going to go super in depth into SBMM because I did in the last video, and I don't want to drag this video out just to rehash what I already said 2 weeks ago. So the other thing, which is a bit of a different topic, but is still related in a way to modern gaming, is the competitive scene. Now, I have no disrespect towards competitive players. Now, competitive scenes in games have never been my cup of tea. I don't really care. I know some people like to watch Halo. I know some people like to watch esports and stuff. It's never been my cup of tea. I think it's cool, but I've never been interested or invested enough to support a team or anything, so I don't really care about it that much. However, what I do care about is when developers cater towards the competitive players and don't really give a shit about the opinions of the casual. Rainbow Six Siege fell the victim to this a lot, where the minute competitive players whined or complained about something, then Ubisoft would turn around and immediately start trying to cater towards them. Halo Infinite did the same thing with the Mangler, where competitive players were complaining that it was a one-shot and one-hit melee kill, where if you shot someone with it and then followed up with a melee, it was an insta-kill no matter what. So they nerfed it. I think they've changed it back again now, as far as I'm aware. But comp players shouldn't be the be-all and end-all, because competitive players make up a very small percentage of your play group. You should be more worried about the casual player that makes up the majority of the player base. The competitive players are only a small percentage of that. Therefore, they shouldn't get everything catered to them. It doesn't make any sense. It should be towards the entire gaming player base of that game, not just the comp players. And I know some people will argue, oh well, they're competitive players, they play the game at super high levels, therefore they know best. That's not true. They play at their best, so I probably wouldn't be able to beat them, but their way of playing is to win all the time, not to have fun. My way of playing is to have fun. If the Mangler's a one shot followed up my melee insta-kill, then so be it. If you're a competitive player and you're that good, then you should be able to deal with that because you're a competitive player instead of complaining about it. And as I said, no disrespect to the comp players. I'm not name dropping anyone because, again, I don't even know the names of any of them because I'm not interested. I just dislike the fact that a lot of games will take the comp players' opinions and that will be the be-all and end-all of what gets changed or nerfed or buffed and what doesn't, because they look at that and they look at nothing else. It doesn't make sense because, as I said, the comp players make up such a small percentage of the player base of a video game. Why would you only take their opinion and nothing else? It makes no sense whatsoever. So the last thing I want to touch on in this modern gaming video is half-baked games. This is a feeling we can all relate to. Some of my favourite games are actually half-baked. Cyberpunk in particular was a half-baked game that is now absolutely phenomenal, and I started playing it last year at Christmas time. It's been a year since I've touched it since, because I literally played it non-stop for 2 weeks, and I needed a break, and I haven't touched it for almost a year. But it's really, really good. But so many games now think it's okay to just come out half-done, or, underwhelmingly half-baked and stuff. And I know that you can only delay something so many times because people need to get paid and investors want their return and all the boring stuff like that no one really cares about. However, I am one of those people that'll just happily wait. Will happily wait just for a game to release. It's just easier. I'd rather wait and have multiple delays and have a game come out fully done than be really impatient, demand something gets released and then comes out completely terrible, like Cyberpunk's absolute atrocity did. It's a good game now, but it wasn't when it released. It was broken, buggy, wonky, just not good. So, but it swings and roundabouts. This is the problem. But like I said, there's loads of issues with modern gaming, as I've gone over: monetization, battle passes, skill-based matchmaking, competitive players being catered to while no one else is, half-baked games being a huge one at the moment, or just games that are really uninspired, or just, I don't know, bad. But I don't know. Starfield I was really interested in, but my partner's played it and she doesn't think much of it at all, and she's got sunk quite a few couple of hours into it now, and she just isn't. It's just not hitting, which has really put me off, because I was going to get it and give it a go, but she usually loves Bethesda RPGs, like absolutely adores them, and it's just not that good. So if she's saying that, then it definitely isn't, because she loves them normally. So I don't know. But yeah, modern gaming is just terrible. I really hope that in the new year and in 2024 and 2025, we really kind of see more developers push for higher standards. And I'm not saying that devs don't try and push high standards. I'm not saying that at all. But there's just been so many games in the past couple of years that have come out wonky or broken, games that have come out with terrible decisions. It would just be nice to get, a year with mostly games that I can give praise to, and very few that I complain about, instead of many games that are just unfinished or terrible and only a few gems. Like, I really hope 2024 and 2025 is a good year for the gaming industry, because we could really do with one, honestly. Like, I know it makes a lot of money, but there have been not a lot of good games in the last couple of years. There's been some gems. There's been some absolute diamonds, don't get me wrong, but they are few and far between at this point, unfortunately. But enough out of me. It's been nearly 18 minutes. I've got on about modern gaming long enough. I didn't want to go in depth on every single point, which is why I've touched on a few points instead in this video. And as I am now working a full-time job, which I'm going to go more into in my Christmas video. But yeah, I'm in a full-time job now, so I have even less time to do this than I used to when I was working part-time somewhere. But I was determined to get this video out this Thursday because I don't want to miss an upload right before Christmas. But yeah, I touched on every single point briefly instead of going super in depth. Otherwise, this video would be like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, which maybe you guys would have preferred that, but I do not have the time. I'd love to do more longer videos. I just really don't have the time anymore, like at the moment, not with this new job and the training and the Monday to Friday, but I'm determined to still get videos out. Like, I don't want to miss uploads, or if I do, I want to come back the week or the week after that still ready to get something up instead. I don't want to let my, this channel and the whole YouTube shebang just fall to the wayside just because I have less time now. So I am still committed to this. I am still committed to you guys. But if there are some missed uploads in the new year, I do apologise. But like I said, I'm going to be making a Christmas video. I'm just going to look back on the year, what went well, what I could do better on, and how things are going to go in 2024 and what the plan is moving forward. So look out for that. Obviously, like, I'm probably going to release it either just before Christmas or just after, or maybe on Christmas. But obviously, if people are busy with family, I don't expect it to do super well in views. But just watch it when you get a chance, if you can, just to kind of keep up to date if you actually, are one of the people that does care about the channel and what's going on next year and what the plan is. If you're not interested in that, then, like, obviously don't bother. But if you are kind of curious as to where things are going and what's going on, then, keep an eye out for it just to kind of stay in the loop. But I'm going to go now. Sorry if this video is a bit whack or disjointed. I did disappear halfway through recording this. I don't know how obvious it is. I know that I've pointed it out. People are probably going to go look and find it straight away. My food arrived while I was recording. I'm really sorry. I kind of had to go eat it because it was a pizza. But I'm going to go now because I have my girlfriend and my friend Scott waiting for me to get online to jump on Deep Rock for a bit before I go to bed. So I'm going to dip. This video's been nearly 20 minutes long. Oh, God. I'll edit this tomorrow or something. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, lots of discussion in the comments. I really, really enjoyed it on the last video. I absolutely love having discussions with people, even just the comments that are like, good work and like the video. Those mean the absolute world to me. Like, you have no idea. So please, like, if you have an opinion, even if I'm going to disagree with it, like even if you think, oh, he doesn't say this, I disagree with this, post the comments. As long as it's not like severely negative or argumentative or toxic, I'm more than happy to have a discussion with you. I absolutely love doing it. It's like one of my favorite things about YouTube. I love getting people's opinions on things. It's really, really fun. So please, if you have an opinion on any of the topics that I've touched on in this video, please leave a comment, because I'd love to have a discussion with you, whether we agree or whether we disagree. That's the fun part of it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But until then, hope you guys have a good Christmas. I will release the Christmas video around Christmas. I'm not going to tell you guys when. I'll just do it. And if you see it, give it a watch if you can. If you're busy, that's absolutely fine. Just watch it when you can. And if you don't want to watch it at all, then who might stop you? But have a good Christmas. Stay safe. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you could leave it a like, that would be great. And if you could comment, I'd really appreciate that. And I'm going to dip now to go chill with my friends before I go to bed in a bit. So love you guys. Stay safe for Christmas. And I will see you in the next one.